Evidence-Based Families by Allie and Joe.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Evidence-Based Families. We are here in our fourth episode. We apologize for the 2-week delay once again.
We had a very good reason this time.
We had a very strong reason, not a good reason.
So yeah, thanks for all the support again. Thanks for keeping up with us. And thanks for going and watching our latest episode on expectations. We've been trying hard to find new topics, and this one is going to be a very good one. But before we begin,
we're going to talk about our highlight of the week and the reason we've been absent. Our kids grabbed a bug at school and brought it home. That was a very interesting labor weekend. And, well, that was about Thursday to Tuesday, more or less.
You were all sick.
Of sickness, and it was...
Friday with Amelia at
emergency
the ER,
room visit.
Saturday with Abril. Monday you were knocked out here at home.
Yes. It was intense, but we're fine. We're all recovered and good to go. Other than that, we had another highlight, which was...
Yeah, definitely. Infinity War came out, and it was epic. I mean, I went to see the movie in the premiere day, Wednesday at 11:50 p.m., and the movie theater was packed. It was just beautiful. I came out of the movie theater, and my face was like, what just happened? Why? But now I'm desperate to wait for episode 4, like Infinity War, Avengers 4, because it was just too much. I need to watch it again.
I'm not.
You're not watching it again?
No.
Did you cry?
You can only endure so much once.
So much pain? Yeah, so that's definitely the highlight of our last couple of weeks. We'll keep you posted, but everybody finally here is healthy, and we're, like she said, good to go.
Still recovering on the lack of sleep, but we're good.
Yeah. So our topic for today
is quite the topic.
Definitely.
We're doing screen time.
Yeah, you're watching us through a screen. So how is this impacting your time with your kids, right? So definitely screen time is our topic for today. And to begin that, we have a little anecdote.
Which of them all are we using?
Oh, the only one we have. So it turns out before we
Yes.
had kids, we went on a trip out of the country, and we went to this beautiful restaurant to have a dinner. And when we get there, we see this big family, like 8 people, 9 people, almost 10 people. And on one of the corners of the table, there's this kid sitting down with a tablet. He had a purple cover. I remember that. The kid was just so inside his tablet, watching whatever the thing he was watching. Yet the whole family was so distracted, just having their conversation. So I look at my wife, and I'm like, you know what, honey? When we have our kids, we're not going to neglect our kids. They're going to be, like, stranded, just watching cartoons in the tablet. They're going to be sharing with us. They're going to be part of us. 4 years have gone by. We have 2 kids. And the story's not quite what we expected. Not saying we just distract them and send them, like, watch TV, but we have understood.
But safe to say, we do not judge other parents who are
understood, definitely.
Giving their kids tablets and just, because sometimes you just want to have a peaceful meal.
Definitely. So that's why we have chosen that topic for today, because it's not only us in the household. Who does your kids spend time to? What school do they go to? And how much screen time do they get? Screen time, it's not only television. It's cell phones, it's tablets,
school,
computers.
With caregivers, in your household, everywhere.
So how does it impact your kids' behavior, psychosocial, and health itself? So that's our article for today. That's our topic, and we shall begin with it now. So, we've got this article from the Canadian Pediatric Society. The name of the article is Screen Time and Young Children, Promoting Health and Development in a Digital World. We're not going to do it like we've done before, that I just blabber on the article and then we discuss with our examples, but we're going to do it more in an interactive way. Found it better to do it that way. I'm just gonna say that this article was, the research was done based on children 5 and under, because it is understood that this is the time of their life that in which they can implement um, habits that are gonna be promoted into later life. Also, healthier habits can be implemented in this stage, and after 5 years of age, they're gonna use screens anyways, even because they're fanatics of football and they want to watch the game on TV, or because they like movies like I do, they're gonna watch television anyway. So what can we do before that? What do we have before that?
Parents have more control before they're 6. Let's just
Exactly.
put it that way.
Yeah. So we shall begin then.
Yes.
Development.
So the article breaks down the impact screen time has on kids in 3 basic areas. Number 1, development, which we're going to talk about now.
Oh, so development-wise, what the article says, basically, it says, okay, so how does the television impact the development of the kid? And they do this thing focusing on 2 age groups, before they're 2 and after they're 2, from 2 to 5 to 6. And it's very interesting, because the first thing they tell you is, listen, whatever your kid is watching before he's 2 years old, he's not going to get any of that. He can imitate actions. He can imitate actions and attitudes, but he's not going to get any cognitive improvement from that.
Which is good.
Yeah, of course.
Because
Depends on what they're watching.
But then again, control on what kids are consuming in social media content. But it's in a motor skills, they can develop motor skills by watching this.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's not entirely negative, but it's just not recommended so much.
Exactly.
Because they're not going to gain too much.
Now, after they're 2, they can have some benefit in regards to language and cognition. They can definitely develop language and cognition, what they get from television, because they're more intuitive. Now, again, this depends on the content you're offering, because if you're just watching YouTube videos in the red and the family finger, probably just going to learn the colors. Now, there's some very good content on television, specifically Nick Jr., and they're not paying us anything just for saying this, but it's true, that will allow them to develop positive attitudes towards race, cognitive language. So there is solid evidence on that. Yet, they finalize saying preschoolers learn more from live interaction with their primary caregivers. So yes, TV screens, they will teach as long as the content is good, but the best way to learn is with direct interaction with the caregiver of the child.
And let me tell you, because you can use TV or a specific program or content in screen time to interact with the child. So it doesn't need to just be,
Watch.
go ahead, I need peace. An hour,
Definitely.
2 hours of peace. No, you can actually use it and make sure that your kid gets screen time, but from the screen time is going to learn something. So it just needs a little more hard work from parents.
Yeah, and now, interesting on the risks, if kids below 12 months watch a lot of screen time, they get language delays before they're 12 months old. So it's a very sensitive, a very thin line, and you don't want to cross it, because then you can hurt your kid. When they say more than excessive screen time, they're talking about more than 2 hours a day. But there are also negative effects when you have extremely high screen exposure, more than 7 hours a day. And those, again, affect language, attention, cognitive development, and executive function in kids that are younger than 5 years. So you're also hurting the parent-child interaction, because if a kid watches a screen for more than 7 hours in a day, I don't think their parents have even a lot of presence in their lives. I don't know.
Then again, it depends on how active the parent is. I mean, 7 hours is too much in any
Definitely.
context, but it depends on how do you use screen time.
Yeah. So we're gonna give the recommendations in the end, but the title of the recommendation: minimize the time and mitigate the effects, the negative effects on the child's development. So the next area of research is psychosocial aspects. Psychosocial impacts of screen media.
So, in the article, it's first it invites parents to have control of what the co-view with your child, the quality of the content you're presenting or you're allowing your child to use, with the appropriate content for the age of your child. The child can have an enhancement in language and social skills through this.
Anti-violence attitudes, empathy, tolerance, respect. Again, the emphasis here is the quality of the content. What are your kids watching? Because trust me, I grew up with Dragon Ball, and there is no anti-violence there at all. But when you see the cartoons that Amelia's watching right now, like, that's meaningful. Like social integration, all social kindness, empathy, respect. That's what you have right there.
There's two TV shows that come to the top of my head when talking about tolerance, inclusion, and all these things. I'm not sure what's it called? The Brave Princess or Princess Nella, something like that.
Nella, the Night Princess.
Okay, that. She is it promotes inclusiveness. She mitigates a lot. It conflicts. She resolves these conflicts. It teaches children how to do this also, and obviously you need to talk to your child as he's seeing or she's seeing this, so that he or she can rationalize it in the appropriate way and say, oh, I can do the same that she is doing, and not just whatever dance she does when she changes from the dress to the night.
Something like that, right?
Yeah. So, but other than that, that makes sure that your child can actually act the same way and learn from the cartoon.
Quality content is crucial. They're also saying that here you should try to develop a screen media action plan in which you can reinforce quality family time, because media can be family time. You can sit down and watch a TV show with your kid and discuss what's happening in it. Make them use their minds not only to have the visual stimulation, but why is she doing this? Why do you think he did that? How do you think she feels? And then you can build on that. And again, they end up the positive side of the psychosocial by saying, for children and parents, off-screen time is critical for developing essential life skills such as self-regulation, creativity, and learning through physical and imaginative play. So yes, there are positive effects of media in kids, but again, you need the social interaction. Now, I think the risks, the biggest list of risks in the screen time is regarding to the psychosocial aspect and the impact that media has on our kids. You know why?
Right.
Parents and kids' time is negatively correlated with screen time, because most parents are not sitting down with their kids to watch cartoons. So that is something interesting, because you're not...
So the lack of social interaction of the child is going to produce a lacking in the ability of self-control.
Not only that, it also happens that, because here they also look at parents using screen time. So for example, if you are on your phone a lot, the kid will try to gain your attention. What's it going to do?
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. And there you start losing self-control and this and that. So it is a digital world. We parents, like you said earlier, you work on your phone. So it is requiring more and more effort from us to actually disconnect and reconnect into the physical world. So at the same time, you have this kid who's misbehaving, but hey, he's not misbehaving. He just wants your attention. But you don't give it to him because he's on the phone. So it's a kind of a vicious cycle. The keeps spreading and spreading. But yeah, there's self-regulation difficulty, especially if the kids watch more than 2 hours a day of television. Because then you take it off, but they want to watch more television. So, that's where it begins. Now, if a kid has a challenging behavior already, the effect is even worse. So, the psychosocial risks of the media, that's when people say, oh, your kid is an antisocial because he just watches television. There is where you say, okay, so how can I counter this? Well, be mindful and engage with whatever your kid is doing so that he understands that, yes, you can have screen time, but at the same time, you can be part of it and you can get something positive out of it. That's interesting. Very interesting.
Truly. And the third.
Health. My favorite.
So, obviously, there's a huge list of negative impact in the health part. But they also start this section saying that there is something good because screen time
exactly.
does not need to be passive time.
Exactly.
You can actually make screen time be active. And we spoke earlier about some of these Nick Jr. TV shows, and one of the interesting...
No payments received from Nick Jr. yet.
We're open to suggestions. Anyway, some of these TV shows, say Dora
and Friends.
Dora and Friends, Dora the Explorer is more keen on doing this kind of things. But yeah, also Dora and Friends. Blaze,
and the Monster Machines.
Blaze and the Monster Machines. Okay, just to set examples of what our kids watch, because it's pretty much our scope of knowledge in the cartoon section. They invite kids to do things, to repeat words, to engage in jump so that whatever can jump to. Say this word so that he can turn into a balloon or whatever. What do you need to do as a parent? Because not always your kid is going to actually do whatever the TV is asking them. Because I was one when I didn't have kids, and I was like, TV show's so stupid. How can you say, oh, very good job, if you don't even know if the kid did whatever you're asking the kid to do? Most of the kids don't. But then I'm like, yeah, okay, because TV shows are not supposed to be just a kid there on its own watching TV. If you're there as a parent, A, you know where your kid is watching. B, you can actually help your child become active while having screen time. Oh, so come on, let's jump like Dora, or let's jump like Diego, or let's
be aerodynamic like Blaze.
Be aerodynamic like Blaze, or how can you become aerodynamic? So make the child become active. But then again, to have your child be active, you need to be active.
Yep.
You need to be active in your child's screen time. So it's going to come down to one of the basic recommendations here,
definitely.
in which you need to model. And this, I think we have said this in every single episode we have made. Anything you expect, anything we expect as parents, our kids to do, we need to model it. Because they're going to hear what you say, but they're going to do what you do.
Definitely. So the difference between health, psychosocial, and development, health is mostly risks. Yes, there is a risk of being overweight when you have a lot of screen time. So regretfully, I'm sorry, but yes. And it is not only the sitting down fact and watching television. Kids who watch more than 2 hours a day or heavy viewers of television have a 50% increased chance of being overweight. But it's not only because they sit down. It's because the constant bombarding from commercials, from fast food restaurants and snacks and this and that is going to make them want to have that consumption too. So you don't have to have a kid sitting down 7 hours to feel the effect of the advertising. With 1 hour a day, it is enough. So not only are they sitting down too much if you don't engage with them, but they're also having these images of food, and they say, oh, I'm hungry, I want to eat, I want this, I want cookies, I want a snack, I want an ice cream, I want a hamburger, oh my God, a soda, French fries. And then you go fat. And to me, the worst side effect of the screen time is the disturbances in the sleep pattern. Because blue light will make you alter your sleep pattern and your sleep cycle. So in adults, you need at least 1 hour before your bedtime with no blue lights, screens, or ceiling lights. You need warm yellow lights to be able to go to sleep faster and not be disturbed so your melatonin is not going crazy. But with kids,
You need at least 2 hours, at the very least.
so definitely no TV or cell phones or smartwatches or tablets or computers before sleep time for kids, 2 hours. Adults, you guys, 1 hour. And please don't use your phones in the bed before bedtime because it's not going to work.
So why is it important that kids go to bed and not have watched TV or consumed any kind of screen
It's
time 2
two
hours
things.
before?
The melatonin thing, like I was saying, like blue light will alter the normal spike of melatonin so that you can go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, in kids, the constant flashes of bright light, movement, action will make their brain go.
Super active. And they need at least 2 hours to actually calm down for their brain to be able to and calm down. So
In adults, it's different, but I encourage you guys to do this exercise. I did it a couple of months ago. For 1 week, 1 week, say, okay, I have to go to bed at 11. Set an hour. 1 hour before that time, turn off the lights in your house. Turn on a yellow warm light, no blue lights. Turn off your screen, your phone, your television at 10. And at 11 p.m., you sit down in your bed and you go to sleep. You're going to go to bed faster and you're going to have a better quality of sleep. If you don't have anything to do in that hour from 10 to 11, read a book, draw something, write something down, get a guitar. I don't know, find something to do, but spend 1 hour without the screens and you're going to find the difference to be great. You should try that sometime. All right, so recommendations to improve your dynamics, your family dynamics with screen time.
before we do the articles recommendation, I'm going to make a recommendation
All right.
on the commercial part of and how it affects health. Netflix,
Invest.
Apple TV.
Invest. Netflix.
You don't
Hulu,
you don't
Amazon Prime. What are the other services here?
all
Nobody's
these
paying for
streaming
this. Nobody's paying us.
services.
Why are we saying names?
Yeah, well, we're still gonna do it for the good of our hearts. These services do not have commercials in them, so your kid's not gonna consume this.
Massive advertising coming to you.
Where your kid's gonna say, "Oh my God, I want this Barbie. I want this whatever. I want French fries. I want apple pie. I want everything I see in TV." So, you can mitigate a little bit
There
of
are ways.
of the health risks that you get on screen time for your kids. Now we can go to
Okay, so minimize screen time. Why? Kids below 2 years of age, they don't need screen time. So knock it out. And if they're from 2 to 5, 2 hours a day is more than enough. And make sure you don't do it in what's supposed to be family time. Lunch, when you're supposed to be sharing with people. Like, those times are sacred. Do not use screen times and make them part of why do we have screen times. They should be part. They should feel included in why. So get your books. Like, if I could turn the camera right now, you would see the whole library with all the books here. Most of them are kids' books, and trust me, that works. Mitigate the risks. So you lower screen time and you mitigate the risks. How can you do that? Be present, be engaged with your kids. Whenever co-view with the children, sit down and view whatever they're viewing.
as much as you possibly can.
That is going to allow you to filter whatever they're watching. When Amelia used to watch YouTube, we wouldn't pay attention sometimes. And totally honest with that. This thing.
We were very new at
Yeah.
the subject, and I had no idea that just by watching these whatever. She would watch
Bad
a
baby.
clip of
Bad baby.
Frozen. No. She would watch a clip from Frozen, and then videos that had the Frozen name on their titles would just come up, and they would just there's just a horrible series of videos with kids cartoon names on it, and they're like bad babies, and then these kids start hitting each other.
Spider-Man has sex with
That-
Frozen
it's-
Elsa, and they have a baby. It's crazy. So you should be mindful while they're watching, and teach them how to self-regulate themselves. So
Yes.
be mindful. Assess what is your family dynamics regarding screen time. We have a family dynamic. Help them recognize when they see these advertising things. Say, why am I feeling that I want to have a hamburger if I'm not even hungry? So you can actually have these conversations with your kids even when they're 3, 4 years old, and you're going to get answers from them. And remember that every time you spend it on TV screen, you're neglecting time for teaching something else that could be more valuable.
Or you can be active and use screen time to teach.
Exactly. And the last thing, adults should model healthy screen use.
Model.
So if you notice you're using too much your cell phone whenever you're around your kids, grab a book for a chance. Sit down and read. If you have a hobby, make them part of it so they see that cell phones are not the only thing you have. Your computer is not the only thing. Right now it's really hard to disconnect from your work and leave the phone, leave the computer. Try it. After they go to bed, if they have a healthy sleeping routine like ours do, sorry, you're going to have time to be on your phone with it like a zombie afterwards. So just think about that. Turn off devices at home when it's family time. And a rule we have here, and it's not even here, but we don't have televisions in our rooms. Like, the only television is sitting right here, and we try to use it only in the afternoons from 12
Midday.
to 3 maybe, and that's it. After that, today I watched a soccer game, and that's a rare exception, or whenever there's Formula One. Yeah. So to finish, we have 5 questions that the same article asks the families. And we're going to just talk about them real quick, so don't worry, we're almost done. And the first question I'm going to ask my wife is watching TV or programs, movies on other devices a shared family activity, a common way to relax? Would you say it's a shared family activity, watching television in this house?
Not a regular one, no.
No. Not even when we're watching after the kids are sleeping, because generally just put something on and you're doing something else, and
I'll fall asleep.
you fall asleep. Like last night, Doctor Strange felt bad, you know. What do you watch with your child? What does he watch alone?
Disney movies.
That's what he watches. She watches alone too. Basically the same. Or Nick Jr. But whatever we watch, they watch too. Unless it's Formula One. Do you encourage or discourage conversation with your child when you're using screens?
Depends on
Neither nor.
a little bit of both.
Do you discourage conversations?
If I'm on my phone talking to my boss, yeah, I do.
Definitely. Does your child use screens while you do chores around the home?
Just the one time, and it's midday when the
Mommy is
baby
going.
has to go to sleep.
But it's
and-
not a baby anymore. She's
well,
2.
when
What
the
the hell?
little
She's a
one
toddler.
has to go to sleep, and Amelia has to do something with her life.
Okay. Screen and bedtime. What's
None.
our routine?
2 hours before, well, sometimes even more than 2 hours. As soon as I get out of work, I turn off the TV for the kids because they're usually watching TV at my mom's house. Turn off the TV, and we're going to the backyard. We're going to play, we're going to get dirty, we're going to get tired, and then we're going to go home, take a shower, go to sleep.
Yeah,
At the very least, 2 hours, but usually it's more than 2 hours.
I'm proud to say that TV time here in this house, we barely, maybe 2 hours a day when we are at home. So that's something that I'm proud of. Good. All right. Well, guys, we like this topic so much that we think that the next episode is going to be related to this thing, maybe on strategies.
Yeah, because it sounds beautiful. You know what? You need to be present as a parent. You need to... But what can you actually do to avoid using screen time as a diversion for your child?
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a lot of homework for this week.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of homework. We're going to have to find which TV shows are the best, which apps are really good, so you can use your phone as a tool for learning. So we're going to do a lot of research.
So maybe next episode will not be article based. but more
experience best. Yeah, that could be that.
suggestions.
We're
If
gonna
you have a
go.
suggestion on that, you can also
We're gonna build on this thing
leave a comment.
and get you the strategies for the next episode. That's a promise. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We hope you have a great day and a great week. And please share, comment, let us know what you think about this.
Feedback, always important. We need to hear the feedback.
Yeah. And live long and prosper. What does the Avengers do? Assemble? Well, they're disassembled right now.
They're nothing. Stop it. You did a Mark Ruffalo right there. Wow.
I just disappeared.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Oh my God.